Hey, it's Amelia. I'm back. I haven't filmed in like 2 weeks because I got bronchitis and an ear infection and I think a cold that caused the bronchitis. So I haven't been like mentally able to do anything because I've been really tired and then I had to go back to school. So anyways, this is my Pan That Palette update. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm panning the Naked 1 and 2, and I'm also panning 3 single shadows. I haven't cleaned anything for this, so it's covered in powder, but those are those. Not much progress on those. I used one of them a little more this month, but not enough to make a difference. For the Naked Original, this is what my palette looks like now. My goals were to finish Naked, which I did. I think it was to hit side pan on Virgin, and I ended up hitting side pan here and here. So I'm thinking that'll be gone by hopefully the end of April, but maybe mid-May. I also wanted to clear out the top part of Smog, but I didn't end up being able to do that because I got sick, so I didn't wear makeup for like a week. I don't remember if I hit side pan this month or in my last update, but that's the progress I have there. And I think I've expanded pan on Buck. I feel like I could be making a lot more progress, but I was sick for a week this month, and then last month I didn't use my Pan That Palette products for a week because I was using birthday eyeshadows that I received, so I feel like I'm more than 2 weeks behind, and I have to remind myself that Urban Decay eyeshadows are densely packed. What I found is the closer to the matte side of things, the more difficult it is to pan because they're more dense. So the mattes are the most difficult, but then satins like Virgin, I feel like are almost as densely packed. And then the more glittery like Sidecar it is, the easier it is to use. But the bulk of the palette, like from here over, is the same shimmer formula, which is like almost as difficult as the satins. And then on this side, Sin is the same as all of these. So that's, I think Creep is actually a matte with glitter in it. So it's kind of, this is going to be difficult, and I keep forgetting that this is my challenging panning year because I picked for this I picked 2 palettes in singles that are all Urban Decay, and then I picked 2 blushes and a bunch of lipsticks for my project pan. So I'm not picking products that are going to be easy, so I have to remind myself not to be discouraged. I think I made more progress in the Naked 2. Sorry, my palettes are dirty. Suspect, I wanted to clear out the top half, and I cleared out most of it, but here and here, on the sides, it's like a curve. I want it to be straight across, so if I like, I don't know how to show you, but if I like cover up that, I want the spikes on the side to be gone, if that makes sense. I also hit side pan on Snakebite, and I don't remember if I had side pan on Verve last month, but I do now. And I hit pan on YDK, which is one of my main goals. Oh, and I hit pan on Tease, which has been a goal since like forever. Busted, I'm using this bottom part, so you're not gonna see expansion of pan for like months, and I'm thinking what's gonna happen is it'll look like this in pretty much all my updates, and then suddenly like the entire bottom part will be gone, because that's just how it is. I think I talked about this last time, but I thought I loved YDK, and it's not my favorite anymore. Tease I've been using mixed with Buck, which is the matte in here that I still have, and it makes like a cool tone brown. I'm wearing them today with another dark shade in the crease, and I really like it. I hit pan on Half Baked in this one, but I think I'm gonna work on this one, which has no pan, because it's a cooler toned version of it and I prefer that. I really want to hit pan on Pistol and Toasted, which is the pink here, but I don't think I can do that this upcoming month. When I'm looking at these, I think what's going to be most reasonable is to finish clearing out the top half of Suspect and then finish the top of Smog. Actually, I think it would, yeah, it would be the half, but almost to a third. So it'll look like Sidecar. So that's what I want all of them to look like. I've been using Virgin and Sin as highlighter, and I've been using this one as my inner corner. That's Midnight Cowboy Rides Again. And I haven't been using these two, so like they're covered in powder. And they're just like sitting there waiting to be used. I've been intentionally leaving Verve alone because I like the way it looks mixed with Half Baked from the original. I honestly don't want to use decay again right now. It took so much to hit pan, and I realized that it's like so thin that like I could expand pan easily, but I just want to work on other stuff. I think Pistol, after I finish the top half of Suspect and Smog, I think I'm going to focus on Pistol and hopefully hit pan. It has a slight dip in it. I do want to hit pan on everything in this palette as my next large goal, like mini goals being per shadow, and then my main goal. This is going to take forever to hit pan on all of these, and I'm not even thinking about Creep and Gunmetal right now. I completely forgot to film the close-ups for this, so it is April 3rd and I've already reached my goal with Suspect. So it's actually like more like closer to 1/3 of the pan, but it looks like this now. And my goal is to get Smog to look like those, and then I'll probably work on, well, I'm going to work on Pistol after that, but in terms of a longer term goal, I want everything with the tape like this to look like these. And Virgin I repressed and I just hit pan this morning. It became very loose, like super pigmented, and I'm happy I repressed it, but I was like a little taken aback at just how much pigment came up on my brush using that. So other than that, nothing really looks different from the update I just filmed. I think you can see here that it's like a dip going in this way, and then yeah, so I'm just trying to clear out the bottom, and then on this one you can see it's really low. I don't feel discouraged necessarily, but I just feel like I should have finished at least 3 eyeshadows by now, like, because my goal is to finish 12 eyeshadows and there's 12 months, so I've only finished 1, and that was an eyeshadow that had significant pan at the beginning, so I'm worried now. I know that when other people have panned, especially this one, what happens is it's very slow at the beginning, but I feel like because of my breaks, for some reason, I feel like it's just going a lot slower. I think it's close to 3 weeks of, like, because in February it was like 10 days, and then it was more than 7 days this month. I don't know, I feel like I'm really behind, and I feel like I have a lot of pan showing, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling like I'm doing well. And I recognize that I'm making progress every month, but I feel like it's not at the pace that I need to be going at, and I don't know how the rest of the year is gonna go. I still think Smog and Sidecar are my favorites out of this palette, and I think Sidecar might be my favorite out of the two. I don't know, that's kind of hard to say because this is a warm tone palette and cool tones are my thing. But Suspect ended up being a lot more sheer than I remember. And the part of the thing is I can't tell what is different based on the age of the shadows and what's different based on my change in preferences, but I just feel like Suspect is a shimmer leaning more towards satin because there's no glitter and there's not really much of a sheen to it. I'm wearing it wet today and it looks like I'm wearing a satin on my lid. Like, it's just, the lid shades I go for now are very in your face, borderline glitters, if not glitter. So I still think it's a beautiful color and I love the way my makeup turns out when I use it. But I label the ones that are my favorites that I would consider repurchasing. I don't think I would pay $20 for Suspect. But I can get Anastasia shadows I can get 4 for $40 or 8 for $70. I would rather pick up some of hers. That being said, I still might repurchase this when I'm done. I think I'm at the point where Sidecar and Smog I'm probably going to repurchase on discount at during a sale, and then maybe Toasted, but that's about it. Like, I'm Half Baked was one of my favorites, and now I don't like regular golds because they're too orange for me. So the fact that one of the ones that I've labeled as my top 4 is no longer one I even like that much, that's a problem for me, because that means I'm left with the other 3, and then three eyeshadows from Urban Decay is $60. So this is still a better deal, but I'd have to pan the whole thing again because I use all my makeup up until it's gone. And I don't think I want to repurchase this and pan it again, even if it's like 10 years from now. Whereas I can get, if I get 3 of them for $60, but I get 20% off. I'm not good at math, but that's like cheaper than this maybe. But I'm at the point where I would rather spend more and get less product, but use up all of that product and have it be the best quality stuff. So I would either repurchase the 3 from here or get dupes from another brand or something similar but better. Whereas this one, Foxy is my absolute favorite brow bone highlight / primer setting thing. Blackout's my favorite eyeshadow. Not my favorite black, because ABH Noir is pretty much the same, but like, I like having it in a palette. For some reason this one didn't break, but the single did break, so I would get it again in a palette because that seemed to be fine. Busted, I find I need a cool toned dark shimmer without glitter to do any cool tone looks, so that's a necessity for me, but I wouldn't buy this one as a single just because $20 for that is a lot. YDK, I still like it a lot. Verve is now one of my favorites. I almost want to take this tape and move it over to Verve because it's just that good now for me. it's my favorite silver. These 3 I really love. Tease I can work with. The thing is, like, this is the only matte besides these 2 I like. This is the only matte outside of that, and I don't like Urban Decay mattes, but like if there's only one and it's a cool tone that I can work with, that's fine. This is my favorite gold, and then Booty Call is just a nice inner corner highlight. I really like it. Chopper is so ugly to me. I don't understand. It's like, I understand it's a cool tone copper and that's why they put it in the cool tone palette, but like, I don't understand how they thought a glittery cool toned orange would look good with everything else. I am going to pan it eventually with blue eyeshadow because I can make Franken shadows, like mix them together, and that's fine. But like, yeah, it's just like, they could have put Mushroom in here. They could have put Barlust, which are both from the Smoked palette. I just feel like there's a ton of, they could have put a deeper matte so that could work with teas or a lighter matte, or this is like the only actual taupe. They could have put a shimmer taupe in here. There's just a lot of things they could have done, and instead they threw Chopper in there, and I'm like, okay, why? And with this one, Creep is the dumbest eyeshadow I've ever seen in my life. It's not, but it kind of is. They could have just, first of all, I'm mad that the black is here. It should be here. I just want to flip them, but then like the names don't match, so that'll bother me. So like, I just wish this was blackout, and I wish it was here, and instead of gunmetal, I wish it was either, mushroom is sort of like a in between warm and cool, so they could have put mushroom in here. Maybe a darker matte, so it's like Naked Buck and something else, or like literally anything else. Gunmetal and Chopper and Creep are just like, why? Like, why do you even sell those? I feel like I want to finish like everything all at once now, and I feel like I'm putting in so much effort and there's so little progress, and I feel like this is the year where it's gonna kick my ass to pan eyeshadow, but then here on out everything's gonna be so much easier, because this is the bulk of my Urban Decay eyeshadows, and I have some singles, but mainly I don't really have that many Urban Decay eyeshadows outside of this now, so anything else I finish is gonna be a breeze. But like, I want to be there now. I don't want to, I'm still like in this part, and I'm just like, no, I'm not done, but like I want to be done. These are like my favorite palettes, so for me to be frustrated at this point is kind of, I don't know, which is why I'm moving around rather than being like, oh, I'm gonna finish this. Like I need to take breaks in between them. I think it's just because the shimmers are more of a satin, towards a satin, but still technically a shimmer, and I'm not into that anymore. And then the mattes are like, they're not bad mattes, but compared to everything else I have, they are now the worst mattes in my collection, because I have Viseart, Anastasia, Becca. Like, these are good mattes. They're decent, but not good, just decent, mediocre. But because everything else is like amazing, I'm like, I don't want to fucking use these. So I think part of it is just like, there's so many eyeshadows that it's going to be difficult to finish a lot unless I really focus on the ones I have labeled and the ones that I'm using with them in order to do the looks. I want to be like 4 shadows down. I should have 2 other ones done because it's the end of March and the beginning of April, and I want 1 more to be gone by the end of this month, but instead I'm 1 down and have a ton of pan on a ton of things. And the reason that it's frustrating is because I know this is going to be a 2-year project. Like, it's not officially like a 2-year project, but like, if I can get through 12 in a year, and there's almost 24 shadows, I finished 2 at the start, that's basically 2 years. So I'm just like, I know I'm going to be doing this until 2020, and I finished 1 eyeshadow, and it's April. I don't know. I'm just like, I think at the end of this year I'm taking a break from these. I feel like those breaks, even though like in the moment it's like, oh, it's nice to take a break, it's like not, because then now I'm stuck with less progress than I'd like. I'm gonna watch a bunch of the people, I keep forgetting to put this in the beginning, this is also a part of the Let's Get Naked project with the Fantastic Ladies, and there's a ton of people panning Urban Decay, either the Naked palettes or Urban Decay shadows or dupes to these. I'm gonna watch a bunch of people who are panning these specifically, but then just Urban Decay eyeshadows in general, like a lot of people are doing the Naked 3, to see like how everyone else is doing at this point, and like maybe some tips on ways to make it go faster. I know that using eyeshadows wet is supposed to make them go faster, but excuse me, I used Suspect this morning wet, and I feel like it took less product. than when I use it dries. So I don't know. I think I'm just like going crazy. I'm not sure. I don't want to use my makeup in a way I normally wouldn't for the sake of panning it. Do whatever you want, but like for me, like the most I'll do is normally these would be inner corner shades, so I'll use them on my face as a face highlight. That's not like what I would typically do, but it's not wasteful. So I just feel like because I'm using my eyeshadows the normal way, and I feel like I talked about like cheating with Project Pan before in a video where I just like, I think that's bullshit. There is no cheating, but like for me, I feel like using them wet when I normally wouldn't, because I like the way they look when they're dry, so like I wouldn't normally do that. I feel like trying to do that just to go through them faster would make me feel like I cheated, you know, it would make me feel bad. So I'm just gonna like suffer through it, but I'm enjoying them. Like that's the thing, like I enjoy using them, but I want to see progress, and I'm not. I mean, I guess when I compare photos I do have progress, but like it's not the progress I want. I want to be like, oh, here's all the like 5 shadows I finished in 2 days, you know? Like that's the kind of progress I want, and that's not what I have. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.